Basketball was invented by James Naismith in Springfield, Massachusetts. The year was 1891, and as the story goes, Naismith was asked to come up with an indoor game that offered fewer injuries than classic American gridiron football. He came up with a 9-on-9 game that involved shooting a ball into a peach basket. Under those first rules, a single point was scored for a made basket. The first game would have a final score of 1-0. The game of basketball grew very rapidly, with college teams forming leagues within the first decade of the game's invention. The game of basketball has come a long way since its invention, but it still holds on to some of its history. This is one reason of many why this game continues to be so popular around the world. George Mikan was the first dominant big man in pro basketball and set the standard for all future centers. Mikan made basketball bigger in every sense of the word. At 6'10", 245 pounds, he redefined the game from one that had been controlled and dominated by small, quick players into a sport that would be ruled by giants. And by leading the Minneapolis Lakers to 5 championships in 6 seasons from 1949 through 1954, he became the NBA's first superstar. Mikan signed on with the Chicago American Gears in the National Basketball League, the NBA's forerunner, for $12,000 and won his first pro title in 1947. By acclamation, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time, although a summary of his basketball career and influence on the game inevitably fails to do its justice. As a phenomenal athlete with a unique combination of fundamental soundness, grace, speed, power, and artistry, Michael Jordan has single-handedly redefined the NBA superstar. However, his impact is far greater than awards and championships. He burst into the league as a rookie sensation, scoring in droves with an unmatchable first step and acrobatic drives and dunks, and concluded his career as a cultural icon. Along the way, he became a true champion. Bird's legend was born in the tiny town of French Lick, snuggled in Indiana's corn country, where his family led a Spartan life. French Lick had a population of 2,059, most of whom came out to watch Springs Valley High School home games in a state that takes its schoolboy basketball very seriously. Attendance often reached 1,600, and they were all there to watch the blonde-haired shooting whiz with a funny smile named Larry Joe Bird. He was such a deadly shooter that he sometimes practiced three-pointers with his eyes closed. Among Bird's contemporaries, perhaps only Earvin Magic Johnson was considered a better passer and was a player who he would inextricably be linked with forever. Few played tougher than Bird, who would leap into crowds and overpress tables for loose balls. An obsessive perfectionist, Bird was idolized by Celtic fans and basketball purists of all allegiances. LeBron James is widely regarded as one of the best players in basketball today. He has an incredible combination of skill, strength, leaping ability, and height that make him one of the best athletes in the world. LeBron James was born in Akron, Ohio on December 30th, 1984. He grew up in Akron, where he had a difficult childhood. His father was an ex-con who wasn't there when he grew up. His family was poor and had a tough time. Fortunately, his basketball coach, Frankie Walker, took LeBron under his wing and let him stay with his family, where he could get away from the projects and focus on school and basketball. LeBron went to a high school at St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio. He led his basketball team to 3 state titles and was named Mr. Basketball in Ohio for 3 straight years. He decided not to go to college and went straight to the NBA. Basketball draws a huge following in the U.S. and around the world. More than 200 basketball-playing nations compete against each other, and the team title in Olympic basketball is one of the greatest sports-related honors a country can hope to achieve. The popularity of basketball on the Olympic stage has helped make it the second most popular team sport in the world, just behind soccer. More than 300 million people worldwide enjoy driving to the hoop. This is partially due to the fact that basketball requires minimal equipment and participants. All you need to play is a pair of gym shoes, a ball, a hoop, and a willingness to compete. Simply dribble a ball out on any playground court, and you can practice by yourself. With one other player, you can play a competitive game of one-on-one, and as more people show up, you can play a 2-on-2, 3-on-3, or just shoot around. Fun fact, the first dunk was in 1948 by a Kansas big man, and it was actually an accident.